Hi, today we are in San Francisco with Ludei. Eneko, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
So our company is a platform for developers, for specifically for HTML5 JavaScript app developers.
Okay, great. And how did you come up with this idea and what type of other companies did you start before?
I started a web hosting company back in Spain like 10 years ago. This company was acquired by Telefonica, and then I started different companies. So one of them was Ludei. In the beginning, Ludei was a game studio, and we were looking for a solution for cross-platform development. We were looking for a way to code once and have a game running everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 years ago that we started using HTML5 or messing around with HTML5 to see if it was an actual feasible technology to use it for games. And we were facing different problems. We solved all of them, and we managed HTML5 to run really fast on every device. And that's when we decided to become a platform instead of a game studio, a technology company, to sell this technology to this platform to other developers. And we also opened this technology also to every app developer, not only game developers.
Okay.
So Ludei is a platform for every app developer. We make their lives easier. We make their apps run faster without any problem on every device.
And how's the revenue model working?
So it's a software as a service model. It's
Okay.
So developers, they come to our platform. Everything is web-based, really very scalable. They sign up for they choose their plan and they pay, or they have a free plan, or they pay depending on the different features that they want.
Yeah.
And we also make money by publishing the different apps. When we find an app or a game that could be successful, we partner with the developer and then we share the revenue.
Okay, great. And if you segment your customers by size, for example, or maybe region, what percentage is, for example, in terms of production or developer studios or single developers, and maybe even in countries?
Our developers, now we have more than 40,000, and they are from all over the world. So a big part is they are here in America. We have tons of also European developers and also in Asia. So I think it's like very widespread around the world. And so we have from very small developers to bigger companies. So we are working with Disney, Nickelodeon, so
Yeah.
with big companies too. So it's from one developer that is working at home, from big customers. We have all the range.
And how did you decide when the pivot was necessary from being a game studio to becoming this kind of ecosystem or platform?
Yeah, it's a good question. When you run a startup, there are moments where you have to try to find where the opportunity is. So maybe you never know. Maybe we could have chosen to keep on building games, and maybe we could have been now like a super big publisher. Or I mean, maybe we did the right choice by becoming a technology company, and now we are pretty successful. We are growing fast, and we are now in a space that maybe 2 years ago people didn't really believe in HTML5, and now everybody believes in HTML5
Okay.
again, and now we are growing really fast. So you never know, but we thought that there was an opportunity there. Nobody was there. We had a great team, a great technology, so we decided to get there.
Okay, great. Can you briefly tell us about HTML5 and why it's really helpful or the right technology now?
Well, we believe that today it's crazy and actually a bad idea to have one team to develop an app for iOS, one team to develop an app for Android and for other platforms, because today maybe you also need a web version or a Windows Phone version. So any company that needs or even 4 people or 4 teams, so that's crazy. And because it's not only developing an app, it's maintaining the app.
Yeah.
because you have an app that is it's alive, and you have to keep on adding features. So that's a huge cost. And if you have a way to develop cross-platform, I mean to to code once and be everywhere. So your costs are totally reduced.
Sure.
So. And we believe that today JavaScript HTML5 is the way to go, to code an app and to be everywhere. There are great tools, there are this great technology, devices are getting better and better, and they run JavaScript faster. So we believe that today it's an option, and tomorrow everybody's gonna develop the apps using JavaScript HTML5.
What have been the major obstacles when you pivoted and then started to grow your platform or ecosystem? What have been your major problems where you said, "Oh my God, we need to solve this hard problem. How shall we do it?"
Look, so our biggest problem was when. So there was a moment where everybody was pushing HTML5, and there was even a bubble around HTML5. It was the next big thing, and at some point, Facebook was also a big proponent of HTML5, and they one day they decided not to use HTML5 anymore. So Mark Zuckerberg he said at a big conference that HTML5 was a big mistake.
Okay.
And then that was a really bad moment for us, for every company that was in the HTML5 space. That was a bad moment. But because for the press, for everyone, it's like HTML5 doesn't work. But at the end of the day, we had tons of customers that they were actually using HTML5 successfully. It was working, and using technologies like ours, that actually our technology makes HTML5 run on mobile devices. So our customers were able to develop and to use HTML5 successfully. Mm-hmm. So we were growing slowly, and now we are growing really fast, because now people are now really believe again in HTML5, and now we are growing fast again.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk briefly about the corporate strategy. So at what stage of the adoption cycle do you think you are currently? So is it more that you only have the early adopters who would say, okay, I want to develop an app and I want to lower my costs for distributing this app to different platforms, that's why I use Ludei? Or is it really like that you have the major parts of the market covered already?
That's a good question, because maybe a few months ago we had only the early adopters. We have now more and more customers but we are in the beginning. We are in the beginning. So most of the development today is native, so exclusively for each platform. And so we are just in the beginning. There are only a small percentage of all the companies are developing apps using cross-platform technologies. So the opportunity is there, and we are in the first line to catch the wave.
And what are the major challenges when trying to convert a prospect to a customer? Because from an external perspective, it looks great. Yeah, I mean, I can distribute it to another platform. If you would pitch me without having background knowledge, I would say, it's okay, come on, let's try this. What are the major challenges for pitching this?
Developers are used to code in one language, and sometimes for them it's hard to learn a new language and to start using it and to try it, unless they are sure that it's going to be successful. Okay. So that's when these developers or people in general, when they see success stories, I mean apps that are developed in HTML5 that are in the top of the app stores and everybody's using them, so they are going to be more confident. But today, so there are more and more good applications. People believe in that, and also that the cost. I mean, so you can have like 4 teams to develop an app.
What do you think? What are the percentage of like say cost savings? For example, if I would develop for each and every platform my app versus I would develop it in HTML5 and then distribute it via Ludei.
Yeah, so you can reduce the cost like I mean, 4 times. I mean, you can spend only 1/4 of the cost of having like 4 teams.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's talk about your learnings as an entrepreneur. I mean, you started some other companies. What have been your major problems that you need to overcome, and what have been your major learnings?
As an entrepreneur, of course, usually the most difficult thing is to it's important to find the right direction for your business, the right idea to push that idea and to follow that path, and it's also really difficult to find the right team. So now I'm really proud to have like a rockstar team, really good developers, and really an amazing team. We've been working together for 4 years, but it's really difficult to find a team, and it's really difficult to manage all your team, your employees, and that's the most challenging part for a business. And of course, it's also difficult to sell, to get a name for your company, to make people know about your technology. Of course, all of those are really difficult things.
Eneko, what other learnings have you? Maybe we can also talk a little bit about your first startup, the hosting company.
So we started a hosting company where, of course, there were other hosting companies in Spain, and so we were struggling. We were trying to grow, and we couldn't find the way, because at the beginning it's very difficult to get the first customers. And then I discovered, I don't know how I discovered that there was one thing that was totally new, and even in Spain was totally new, something called AdWords, Google AdWords.
I don't know what's that.
So I said, okay, well, let's try to use AdWords, and we spent some money there, and then it was very, very cheap to get the first customers. So the one click for the word like domain or hosting was like 5 cents, and today that word, the click, would cost like $5.
Yeah.
So that was a good point. I mean, it was luck.
Yes.
But it was also trial and error, because I tried everything,
Right.
every other marketing, I mean, ways to try to promote our company, and that was successful. So sometimes when you run a startup, so sometimes to be successful you have to work really hard. That's for sure, and find the right opportunities. But sometimes there is a bit of luck too.
Yes, right.
Good luck or bad luck, but and I think that's something that you need to have luck. Of course, you have to work hard, but there are parts where you really need to this bit of help of luck.
The interesting thing about your company right now is that you moved from, or at least partly from Spain to the Silicon Valley. What would be your advice for other international startups that are sitting in the UK or in Germany, etc.? Should they move here, and if yes, what parts?
I've been here in Silicon Valley for 3 years, so I learned that maybe from the European companies, we think that this is the paradise. It's very easy to be here, and you get like tons of investment. Everybody is gonna give you money like tomorrow, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to run a company here and to be successful. There are like 5,000 companies looking for funding today here in the Bay Area. There is a lot of noise, and you need to, if you want to have press. So there are tons of other interesting companies. I mean, the best companies in the world are here.
Yeah.
So you need to do something different to be out there. So that's challenging. But I moved here because I believe that this is the place to sell technology and to become a global company, or a global successful company. And 3 years later, I still think that this is the place to be.
Okay.
Because maybe you could have really good technology like in a small village in Spain or in France or in Germany, but it's really difficult. Sometimes I feel like if you are not here, that technology is difficult to sell. And so this super cool technology that comes from this small village in Italy, so I think that people don't believe that that technology could be better than a technology that is created here in Silicon Valley. So I still believe that this is the right place to be for a startup.
This is so to speak because of the customer proximity, or something else?
So it's the customer proximity. You have the bigger, the biggest partners that you can have if you are in technology, like Facebook or Google or Apple. The technology press is here. So, and the technology press, sometimes if you are not based here in the Bay Area, they don't write about you.
Oh, really? Okay.
This ecosystem is it makes that you can be here. So the chances to be more successful globally, I think that are bigger. Of course, the disadvantages of being here is challenging to get inside the Silicon Valley ecosystem. And it's very expensive to live here, and it's very expensive to hire people here, and everything is really expensive. So, but I still believe that this is. I would recommend any European startup to move here, of course.
Thank you very much, Eneko. And if you are still trying to develop your native apps for each and every platform, maybe you should think about it and move to Ludei. Thanks.
Thank you.